Let me tell you something about the Atari 2600, man. I absolutely love the platform. And the main problem that I have is I don't have enough games because a lot of these games are simplistic and I ain't got enough of them until right now. So, I recently got back from the store and ended up picking up 24 Atari 2600 games. So, let me show you what I got. Alright, first one is Warlords. And this one requires the paddle controllers, which I don't have. I've heard of this one, but I don't think I've ever played it because I never owned a thing of paddle controllers. Next game is same game, Warlords again. I got 2 Warlords now. Alright, next one is going to be Night Driver, which also requires paddle controllers. Fantastic. See, I don't know, man. You guys are killing me with these paddle controller requirements. Alright, this one is Demons to Diamonds, which also requires the paddle controllers. Jesus fucking Christ. If you're wondering why it says Sears Telegames on the top, that's actually because back then, you know, Sears was apparently selling their own version of the 2600 called the Sears Telegames. And I guess the point of that was to attract more buyers. So like if you were like a clueless ass mom going into a Sears and you know you're just looking to buy your kid something nice, I mean you could buy them a Sears Telegames and there was really no difference because it was basically a 2600 in a different shell. Alright, this next one is called Riddle of the Sphinx. And I've actually never heard of this game. So I'm curious to see what this looks like, but it's kind of an interesting cover. Alright, let's see, I got Blackjack on the 2600. So actually that supports up to 3 players, which is really nice. Oh, but guess what? It supports fucking paddle controllers. Again. Great, that's like 5 games in a row that require paddle controllers. Genius. Ooh, this was a good one. I got Galaxian on the 2600. And it's gonna be a fun night. That's for sure. Ooh, this was another good one. We got Defender in the house. Yeah, I've heard about this game. This was actually like a must-have. If you have a 2600, get Defender. But don't be like me and get one without an end label. Ooh, this one's actually a decent one. I actually have this one for the Coleco, but this one's Venture on the 2600. So, actually, this one's in pretty good shape. I know it's kind of like you're in like a dungeon or some shit, and it give you a good challenge. I'd say that right now. I got it for the ColecoVision, but my ColecoVision has some abnormalities going on, like every other Coleco console. So, hopefully that one will be the substitute for it, because at least then I can play it comfortably. Ooh, we got another banger. Space Invaders on the 2600. It's actually been a while since I played this one, but this is one of the earlier 2600 games. This one actually came out in 1978. So, I'm definitely plop that in and see how it looks. Ooh, we got another banger. Missile Command on the 2600. I actually have it for the XEGS, and believe it or not, the XEGS has Missile Command built in. And that one probably is a superior version. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, Missile Command for the 2600, still pretty decent. Except this one is kind of a little beat up, I guess. And you can kind of see it peeling, but yeah, it's Missile Command, you know, it's old. 1981, that is. Alrighty, Next one on the list is Real Sports Baseball. You know, I don't really know how good sports games are for the 2600. You know, it's funny because I have Pele's Soccer, or whatever. I have that for the 2600. And every time I play that game, like, my hands start cramping up. And sometimes I feel like if I play it for more than 5 minutes, I wind up having carpal tunnel syndrome. It's crazy, but hopefully baseball will remedy that. Oh, and no end label. Genius. Alrighty. Next one I got is another one of these weird looking cartridges. It's made by the same company, eMagic, but this one is Cosmic Arc. This is another one I've actually never heard of. I wonder what the deal is with this company. And it also reminds me of what Tengen did with their NES cartridges back then, because it does appear to me that Tengen was kind of beefing with Nintendo in terms of releasing games, and they were kind of doing their own thing. Actually, you know what? Let me show you just to prove my point. Alright, so this is a regular NES game, right? This is how, like, the majority of NES games came on. This is Bayou Billy. And this is a Tengen game. This is RBI Baseball 3. And that's how these games came. They don't really have any issues fitting in the NES or anything. I mean, they're pretty much identical. It's just this one looks different than this. So I guess they had their own way of distinctively releasing their games. Oh, that's funny. It says Tengen Seal Quality. They try to mock Nintendo for their shit. Look, that's probably why they got sued. Because they weren't even trying to go through all that licensing bullshit. They're like, you know what? We're just going to release our own shit. Fuck it. I mean, to be fair, you know, Tengen does have some bangers for the NES. I mean, this one's actually a good one. Actually, this is the only other one I have, which my dumbass didn't realize, but this is Afterburner for the NES. And this is actually a pretty decent one. I mean, it is challenging, but, you know, this just goes to show that Tengen released a lot of their shit on this. And, oh yeah, another seal of quality. But anyway, let's get back to the whole 2600 thing. Alright, so I don't know what this is. Maybe you guys can tell me. 27 telegames, so it comes with you know, a couple of these, like I gotta get in close so I can see. Shooting gallery, planes, yeah, submarines and ships. And then this down here says target fun. So what I'm thinking this is, right, and the 2600 has a game select switch, and you basically just flip that shit like repeatedly, and they have like different game modes. So I think these are like the different games that are on the cartridge. So kind of dope. I want to see what that's like actually, but can't go wrong with that. Home run on the 2600. I have a feeling this is an early baseball game for the 2600 with no end label, but I'm curious to see. Oh, and I think what this is too is they have like 8 different variations of the game. So when you flip that select switch, you get like 8 different types of the same game. Lovely. Alright, I got another one of these eMagic games. This one's Atlantis. Although, I don't know if I've ever heard of this one or not. I think I might have, but alright. I've actually heard of this one. This one's Demon Attack. Although, I wonder why this doesn't have much label. It doesn't have anything fancy going on. It's just stripes. But you know what's funny? You can actually see these 2 little holes. That's where the screws are actually at. Pretty genius. But, oh! Yeah, that's what happens when you have them stacked on the couch. Yeah. Alrighty. Wow, okay, this is a good one. Joust. Yeah. If you guys haven't heard of this one, you're basically flying around as a bird and capping some enemies, so pretty cool. And I wonder what this is right here. That little square thingy, you see that? I don't know. Somebody try to fuck Joust in the culo. I hope not, because Joust is a good game. Oh, and look, check this out. With no end label. Again. Yeah, they're trying to fool me. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Ooh, this is a good one. Asteroids. I won't probably be playing it for that long. I guess that's as far as I remember the last time I did play it. But I'm definitely gonna plop it in again. See how it looks. Alright, well I got more of these real sports games and shit, but this one's volleyball. Yeah, I wonder how this one will play. I'm kind of curious, but haven't played volleyball in a while. This one's a banger. Would you look at Centipede, man? I really hope this is better than the one on the Commodore 64. Because the last time I played that shit, and you guys have seen the short. I don't know, maybe some of you might have, some of you probably didn't. But I did a short on Centipede for the Commodore 64. And I suck ass at that game because it is super duper hard to shoot anything at that game. Which I'm pretty pissed about. But hopefully Centipede will change all that. Well, there's two things. First of all, somebody try to tap into this shit because you can clearly see the screw hole right there. And the other thing is it has no end label. You know, the more I see these games without end labels, the less I really have to say. Because, yeah, you know how annoying it is. Wonderful. And, again, wonderful. Alright, I've never heard of this one. It says Vanguard. And again, looks like somebody tried to open it up. So, cool. Alright, this one is Indy 500. This one looks kind of like a weird one too. So this is kind of like that other one where you have the different variations when you flip the switch. But the one thing that's kind of interesting too is it requires the driving controllers, which I don't have, nor do I know what they look like. Alright, and we are down to the last of a bunch. And we got Space Hockey in the house.
My bad, y'all. I know it was supposed to be Space Jockey, not Space Hockey. But actually, now that I think about it, I mean, can you just imagine playing hockey in space? I mean, just think about that.
This one actually looks like it's going to be a pretty good one. Because it actually has the artwork right here, and you can see it. And it has 16 different game variations, which is pretty dope. And it has the end labels, which is pretty cool. So, that is all 24 Atari 2600 games that I have. Now, although I would like to play all of them, I can only play most of them because I don't have a paddle controller. Real quick though, I just want to show you guys my 2600. This is what I like to call the Darth Vader. And you might be wondering why I don't have any cable running out of it, like you see in a lot of these. And that's because the fucker likes to pop loose and sometimes disconnect. And that's actually a common problem with these systems. So I just prefer to keep it out, but also I keep it on the shelf for quote unquote display purposes, you know, because it's from 1982. So it's like, I don't know, 45, 48 years old, maybe? I don't know. You guys do the math. So, to help combat that issue, I'm going to be busting out the Atari 7800 Pro system. And yeah, because this one actually can play 2600 games natively. And also, it's not a complete fucking chore to hook up. Because unlike the 2600, it has its own dedicated RF port that you can just plug and play and not have to open the whole thing up and shit. And it has a dedicated power adapter. And it's got the 2600 ports. Yay! And just to show you real quick, if I plop in Blackjack right now, this might take a minute.
8 hours later.
Voila! It fits. And it 100% works. But just to show you another game, because I've got one. Oh, I've got 24 of them. Yeah. The 2600 and the 7800 controllers both are pieces of caca. So for this, I'm going to be using the TAC2 controller. And the only thing is it's missing like 3 out of its 4 feet. But it's still playable. And it still works great. Anyway, let's play some Atari 2600. Alright, let's get this show on the road. We're going to start off with some Centipede. And I got to get a little used to looking at my phone's camera, because my ZVE10 is pointing to the television. You want to know why? Because this television is a cathode ray tube. So it does this weird shit that you're probably seeing now, where there's actually scan lines going across the TV, but it's actually not doing that. In fact, it's got something to do with, I don't know, frame rate or some shit. I don't know. But anyway, let's jam onto some Centipede, shall we? Because I don't know about you, but I'm itching to play these games. You know, I don't know if it's the 7800, but this actually looks kind of good on here. Like, yeah. See, I don't know if the 2600's like video output to the TV is the same or not. I mean, the game plays pretty well. You gotta hit reset? Really? Weird, but okay. Well, this is a lot easier. Although these graphics look kind of a little rotten. I mean, I can understand the graphics are like super inferior and all, but I mean, this is a 1978 game. It looks pretty impressive for a 78 game, don't get me wrong. It's just, like, when you compare this to, like, all the other 2600 games, like, you can tell just how far they came in programming. And the thing that's interesting about the 2600 was just, like, what you could really do with it. I mean, because I'm just not used to that shit. Did you guys know that in Space Invaders, you only get 1 life? You hear me? 1 life. You don't get 2 lives, 3 lives, 4 lives, 5 lives, whatever. No. Just 1. See, with horizontal shooters, I'm used to, like, you being able to move forward and backward, but, like, I'm trying and you can't. Like, but I kind of like it, though. It's pretty challenging, and the bullets come at you like lightning fast, too. See, like that, and you can narrowly miss them, too. Alright, guys. We got a problem. The Imagic games will not work on the Atari 7800. So, like, these two thingy-majiggies, I don't know what this is, but this doesn't fit in the 7800 because they're too like far spaced out to even fit. So we're gonna have to skip those and do those another time. But they aren't going anywhere because I will be using them in shorts. Oh shit. Yeah, I know I shouldn't have stayed there. Okay, I have no idea why it's not playing, and I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. You know, it's like every time I put a 2600 game into the 7800, it actually boots up on the first try. Like, I don't have to, like, you know, take it in and out, blow it. You know, it's funny, like, I haven't even cleaned these cartridges at all before I bought them. This is different than what I remember the arcade version looking like, because I thought it was kind of like a space background, but yeah, instead you got like a yellow border, and I mean, this one actually isn't that bad. In fact, I'm kind of impressed by how this one came out. Okay, good. You can't shoot it. Look, it's going right through him. Damn. Bro, you can barely see those snakes too. That's the other thing. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard somewhere that like a lot of Atari 2600 games were developed by like one person. I just think that shit's so fascinating. I'm spazzing out. Ah. What the hell is that? How is that a ball? I like how you can kind of move freely. See, yeah, I'm like trying to throw it to the pitcher and it fucking... See, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Because it won't go directly to the pitcher. Like, you think I'm fucking around, but I'm not. Like, I'm actually trying to throw it to the pitcher. There you go. Okay. Alright, y'all. That about wraps it up for the Atari 2600 collection. Overall, it's not a bad collection. I just wish I could play more of the games, though, since some of them don't even fit into the 7800. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy my content because I definitely like doing these type of videos now. You know, this is kind of an experimental thing, and you guys gotta keep in mind, I don't even have 500 subscribers yet. So I'm kind of like in the stage where I'm experimenting, you know, trying different things, trying different video styles. And so far, I really like this type of video style that I'm doing. In the meantime, I do have more shit, as always, coming to you.